Now then, this magnificent machine came off a skip years ago. If you're in the States or Canada, I suppose a skip would be called a dumpster. When brought back here, there proved to be nothing wrong with it at all, except that it was old. It's a Bush hi-fi stereogram from probably about the early 1960s. It's a bit of a strange beast, this one, in that all the electronics behind here are fully transistorized, but the power amp consists, among other bits, of 4 ECC83 valves from memory. So it's a bit of a transitional piece, shall I say. Starting at the top, you've got your bass, treble, volume, a row of switches for off, gramophone, long, medium and VHF or FM, and of course the all-important tuning knob. Down here is what they call a tuning indicator. Now, those of you with older reel-to-reel tape recorders may well have come across these things. Probably better if I hide the light a bit. But you can see the little green specks at the end. Well, on this setup, the stronger the radio signal, the more these green specks grow towards each other. And if it's really strong, they will just about cross over. With a tape machine, it was sound level, and if they crossed over too many times, then your recording would be distorted. I'm shielding the light from it a bit because, like the LEDs they use nowadays, it's difficult to see in bright light. Bit like Peter Mandelson, you know, he only comes out when it's dark, doesn't he, that bloke? There, of course, is the radio dial. It doesn't quite cover the range of stations you'd expect nowadays on FM. It's only 88 to about 102, I suppose. It doesn't go up to 108 like the newer sets do. Now, if I put it on to medium wave, you might get something out of it. The radio does work, but it really needs an external aerial to do to best effect. And you can see this, and you'll see the tuning indicator respond as I tune into the station.
And Nigel Clough came in after Paul Hill to replace him, and Davis wound up at Nottingham Forest, and hence we have this heated rivalry again in the East Midlands. Cohen rather, with a free kick into the penalty area. Blackstock flicked it on.
And there you go, you see. Couldn't be simpler. That thing resembles a valve when you take it out. It just looks like an ordinary valve with an octal fitting on the head. And from memory, the only thing that goes wrong with them eventually is that there's a resistor on it that tends to burn out, and the resistor focuses the little bars. So if it goes, you end up with a sort of greeny, blurry, blodgy effect there. The controls on this, they are a bit scratchy. It hasn't been run much. You've got one of the old BSR record decks, complete with the spring-loaded motor board and auto changer. It's got what I believe is a Sonotone cartridge in it instead of the usual BSR one, but I think it is a ceramic pickup. And there you can just about see the speaker. There's a 10-inch woofer, and in the middle here is screwed about a 3-inch Mylar tweeter. I did have it apart years ago, and that was what I found. Down there is the little tiny power lamp, which is a bulb. And of course here's your other speaker for the right channel. In there it's full of junk, but that's where the records would have been stored. Now another strange feature on this is that the lid has an anti-slam function. There's a hydraulic damper. So if you casually do this, see? Untouched by human hand, it slowly closes up. So gently that it doesn't even jog the record player. And there you are, fully closed. The other side has the same thing, but it doesn't work as well. And look at that, even the auto changer and arm return mechanism appears to work. Just out inside there a bit, you can see a little sort of glow from the heater in this sound level come tuning indicator on this one. Anyway, so apart from needing a good squirt of service oil in a few of the switches, which are rather crackly, it seems to be alright. The motor board here is the same one that's in my Pi radiogram from 59, and it plays 16s, LPs obviously, 45s and 78s by an idler wheel drive. Off, start manually, or flick it up there will start the auto changer. Anyhow, I hope you like this old relic. It's a thing made by Bush long before they went all crappy and Chinese and plasticky. The casing is made of hardwood. And you wouldn't hear that in the modern day Bush offering, would you? Absolutely solid. And you can turn this up a good way and hardly feel the case vibrate at all. It's that good. I gave it a bit of a coat of varnish just after I found it because it was in a bit of a state. It was somewhat dry. The speaker cloth, that's the original. I think I had to put another lamp in down there. One day when I'm not feeling quite so creaky and rickety, I'll try and turn this thing around so you can have a look in the back. Anyway, I'm running out of battery and it's time to do something for lunch, so I'll see you again soon. Bye for now.